All right, peace and blessings to the family. Love and light. It's your brother. I'm the Amanashi, also known as I'm the Amis, aka the Nature of God family. So love and light, like I said, to all the guys, all the goddesses, the kings and the queens of the universe family. Um, Today we're going to be doing a build about astrobiology. It's, the title is Astrobiology, Black ET, Carbon-Based Life. All right, we back family. And I would like to bring a good friend of mine on, and we're going to get to this build family. I see love and light,
Good
guys.
evening, good evening, great evening to everyone. Great
Already,
evening, Omni.
I see, guys. Already. It's about that time. It's time to get,
Yeah,
get to this
the
frequency.
meat, the meat and bread, huh? The meat and potatoes.
That's right. That's right. Yes, ma'am. And so I had an idea, and you know how we do with ideas, family. The light bulb came on, the
Okay.
thunderbolt came up, and I wanted to talk about, like I said, astrobiology. I believe astrobiology has a connection to the concept of ETs having to be biologically and chemically melanated.
Hmm.
You can call it black, but we know that asteroids, meteorites, they come from outer space. These are interstellar objects. And when they come to the Earth, the scientists find that these asteroids and meteorites contain very high concentrations of the element carbon. All right.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
remember one time I heard Dr. Leela Africa. So shout out to him, RIP, Dr. Leela Africa. He's made major impacts on the conscious community with his intellectual contributions. Got a lot of books and stuff out.
Yeah,
But he was
shout
talking
out.
about melody. You said, do what now, love? My bad.
I said shout out.
Yeah, I shaded Dr. Leela Africa, man. He
Mhm.
most definitely put it in bid. But he was talking about melanin one day, and I was just observing him, you know what I'm saying, building. And he said some good things that was, I felt like we needed to know about it. But Dr. Sabi, he brought it to my attention that carbon, that melanin is specifically uh, associated with carbon, even though there's other building blocks. But carbon is a base. And so that's why we have the title Astrobiology, Black ET Carbon Base Life. All right, carbon is the base I guess, the way that molecules form, the building blocks, the way that they come together and arrange themselves. There's something unique about carbon. And for some reason, the universe feels that this is very important. And so we're going to talk about it. So before we get going, let's just see the clip about the scientist who's from NASA, who worked for NASA. His name is Norman Berggren. He passed away in 2018, but he worked for NASA for over 12 years. I just want you to see.
I'm just a little bit of static when you speak.
Okay,
I don't
the
know, maybe
internet might
just
be
your mic.
lagging.
Okay.
Yeah, the internet might be lagging a little bit, love. Let me just go ahead and play this clip right quick, and then we'll get going. So y'all, get y'all up to date on what caught my attention and why we having this live.
Okay, cool.
All right. Yes, man. Hold on. Share screen. All right. Bam. Share. All right. So we're uploading. Just 1 second. Give me 1 second, family. All right. Love, can you see my screen? You can see the screen share?
Not yet. Maybe it's coming in a little slow. Maybe.
Not yet.
Yeah. Maybe I haven't connected
Okay,
yet, but not yet.
it's loading up. All right. Let me pause it right quick. All right. I'm gonna just go to screen share. So I'm just learning how to be able to, people research, people become enlightened, and you get big on information and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But hold on 1 second. Just want to make sure it was showing. It's not showing me that it's showing it. So let me go back to it one more time. Screen share. Is there anything that you would like to share with the people about the topic of
Oh, okay.
you believe
Oh,
each will have to be melanated to be, like around the sun, or to be in the space environment, or do you feel like they're grays and more pale like beings would be more, more realistic or more likely to exist? Some people
as
believe
far
in
as
it, some people
the
don't.
grays and things like that, I kind of think the grays are more
Mm-hmm.
like they're more like degenerates. So they would be like a futurist
Mm-hmm.
version of a certain YT. So they would be like a future
Mm-hmm.
version of that, but more a like a degenerate version, a version that has pretty much like descended instead of evolved. So that would be like them future wise. I think that's more so what that's tied to. And that's why so many
Okay.
YTs experience those type of abductions and experiences with grays because of their connection. I think it's a like maybe like a
Mm-hmm.
bloodline, if you want to call it, or a genetic connection there. But I think it's definitely
Mm-hmm.
got to be a connection, since a lot of the though a lot of those uh experiences are coming from white tees, and they are basically stating that they even stating that some of these people are like genetically tied to them. So I think that's more so like a
Mm-hmm.
futuristic version of
Mm-hmm.
what they're going to become future wise, what
Okay,
they are
that's a
pretty
different
much
take. I never.
evolving to.
Mhm. Okay,
Yeah, like
gotcha.
what
That's
they're
what's up.
devolving to. Yeah, what they're descending to.
Gotcha. Gotcha. No, that's tight. That's dope right there, man. I mean, evolution. That's a part. That's a basis of fundamentals of biology and genetics, and so we don't always stay the same. Things change over time. But I'm trying to share this video. But okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So let me go ahead and get it going. I'm going to go ahead and play it for y'all so you can see it. Big the screen up. That's
And
really black.
you know,
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
well, what?
I'd say 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate. Huge cigar-shaped ship appeared over the Air Force base. These cigar-shaped ships were over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport landing strip area. The back of this craft opened up, and several hundred young men with huge, heavy weapons came out of two sides of the ship and formed a protection line around the ship. And the people at that Air Force base, the commander, had a meeting with the individuals that were aboard this ship. And this particular race that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge
cigar-shaped ships. They are a black race. They look like African American. They were about 6'4", 6'5", huge weapons. And if you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them of arrogance. That is exactly what these extraterrestrials had. And they informed these people at this American Air Force base that not only were they from a militaristic society, but they had controlled a large portion of the galaxy that we live
in. All right, family. All right, so that's the video that kind of got me on this subject matter. And so the guy's name is Norman Berggren.
Yeah, I checked that video out before.
MANBERGRUN. And so, I mean, I heard about, black ETs and all of that, but I had to find out who made that statement. And that's who it was. Like I said, the guy worked for NASA for over 12 years. All right. And if you don't believe me, if you feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist, this is a reference. And another thing that popped up was, okay, so let me just go to it. So, one step at a time. All right, let me see. Man. He got books out too. Norman Berggren.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things. Yeah, he used to speak about that a lot.
Facts. But then let me tell y'all, when y'all go to Google and y'all look up Norman Berggren and the statement that was made about the extraterrestrials, they do specify that he correlated them to African Americans.
Yeah.
But in another sense, it's like they're saying the opposite of that. Like it's like, he doesn't work for NASA. He doesn't work for NASA now because he passed away.
That part.
Yeah, when he was living and he was active, he was with y'all. So that's, we can't, just make sure we don't overlook certain things.
Yeah, the meat.
Yeah, that's right. The meat and the potatoes.
The meat and the potatoes, because it's definitely sitting right there served up.
Yeah. And then we need some explanation. And at the end of the day, people got to start. I feel like people should start explaining themselves just a little bit.
Yes, a whole lot more. Questions need to be answered. Questions need to be answered.
And then y'all remember on the last bill, me and Miss Marlowe did. We was talking about Ivy Loeb.
Yeah.
And Ivy Loeb is the scientist from Harvard who suggested that the interstellar object may be of extraterrestrial origin because it did not follow the trajectory or the gravitational influence of the rest of the solar system. So it's able to defy the gravity of the solar system and move on its own path. And so, I thought that was an interesting fact. But for some reason, love, my internet is moving slow. I like to do tabs so I can show what I'm talking about while I'm talking.
Do you need to move your router box around maybe? Like to another area?
I don't know. Let me see right quick. Because it should pop up where it say show screen or share screen. So let me just go back here. Y'all just bear with me for 1 second. All right. I got it. I got it. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay, and then which was the first page? First page is that's the first one. All right. All right. So can you see my screen, love?
Not yet.
Is it loading? It's probably loading.
Yeah, it's probably still going through the motion.
Okay, but yeah, my man Norman R. Berggren, he has a book named Ringmakers of Saturn,
Ooh, that's a good book.
by
Yeah,
Norman Bergen.
yeah, it's a good book.
Scientists who pioneered the methodology of thermal ice prevention design. He's also credited with roll stability laws for airplanes and missiles. Bergen was manager of test planning and analysis for the Polaris underwater launch missile system and evaluated satellite system applications. And so, yeah, Bergen was he was putting the work in, family. So, we, try to, like I said, get a man his credit. I don't want to say he's delusional, but the man is telling y'all what he saw. He said he seen
Yeah.
extraterrestrial beings that look
Yes.
like African American. You know what that means? They were melanated.
That
First
part.
thing the lady said, they were dark. No, he said no, they were black.
They
He
were
put
black.
emphasis
That's
on it.
exactly what he said. He said they were black. He was look as a matter of fact with it when he said it.
Yeah, fact. Yeah, that's my guy. It might be his astrology. I don't know what it is. He right there August 4. He a Leo.
Oh, is
So
it?
he don't give a damn no way. He gonna
They
tell
got
the
that
truth,
fire.
man. Shame it.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Well, he
That's
showed
right.
shame the devil, baby, because he showed told exactly what he saw, and he made it known that no, baby, they were black, not dark, black.
Fact. That's right. Now, I know I've heard about the grays and stuff like that, but I never heard of ETs being black. But it does make sense when it comes to astrobiology. So let me just
Yeah.
view tab. All right. Let's see if it pop up. View tab. He talked about the carbon chauvinism. We're gonna get into that. Okay, it's showing the top. At the stage. And yeah, carbon chauvinism is the term that they use for carbon being so prevalent, being so, so abundant. And they like, why this one chemical is like the base root of everything. And so they call it chauvinism, like, like you're cocky, you're taking over everything, you're doing too much. And so that's the way that they thought about it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, what's up with that? Why carbon? I mean, if you're a scientist and you're researching the earth and the chemistry of things, and you find out the way something is made, atomically, molecularly, all of that, chemically, why say chauvinism? Just look at it like, okay, well, the universe made it like this naturally. So you can call it that, but it seemed like they had a problem. I got to be chauvinism. That's just the way it is. No chauvinism. But anyway, the carbon is associated with melanin and blackness. And so that's one of the main interesting pointers.
That just goes to show you that melanin is everywhere, and so is carbon.
It's everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, everywhere. You can't get around it.
Ain't no way around it. What's that? Oh, who made that song? I forgot who made it. It might have been Rich Homie Quine. Not for sure.
Oh no, but it's not. It's not. I'm not no way around it.
Facts. So y'all was just showing y'all Norman R. Bergen, and so it's popping up now because I had to get rid of that video tab. I guess it's taking up a lot of processing. All right, so scientist was with NASA for over 12 years. So now let's go to right here. Share this tab. All right. 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO incident. Is anybody aware of that? You aware of that, love? 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO incident?
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so we know from research, we know from document, we know from record that this is not the first time that America has encountered extraterrestrial visitors. So 1954, we had this to happen. It's called the 1952 Washington, D.C. UFO incident. Right? So let me go so I can see it a little bit. But it has happened before. So this is not the first time. All right. All right. Let me see. Okay, from July 12th to July 29th, 1952. So it wasn't just one occurrence. This is like happening back to back. From July 12th to July 29th, 1952, a series of unidentified flying objects sightings were reported in Washington, D.C., and later became known as the Washington Flap, the Washington National Airport sightings, or the invasion of Washington. And so there was some type of objects that was hovering over the White House, and they were like illuminated, like made of light or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the objects kind of hovered over. So I could just show you the actual newspaper from when it happened.
From back when it happened.
And so I believe there was some testing, ballistic missiles, or they was learning about nuclear warfare and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they was doing some testing. And right after they did that testing with them nuclear missiles, they got a visitation.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that. So I feel like the same way we got police enforcement for our society.
I'm gonna say something that they wasn't supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So y'all ever seen like movies where they talk about the Watchmen or the Galaxy, the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
These are the extraterrestrial or cosmic.
The Galactic Federation and the Guardians of the Light and all of that. Yes.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. But I would just try to make sure y'all can see it. But this is a real newspaper that came out a while back. Saying saucers over Washington, D.C. family. Y'all see the little circular disc, but they're illuminated. I've seen the video. I can pull up the video, but you can go watch it on your own time so we don't slow down the live too much. But like I said, it's a real thing. And like I said, in the study of astrobiology, they just assume that since carbon is so abundant on Earth, since they discover interstellar objects like asteroids and meteorites, once they hit the Earth and they examine the chemical properties, they see the carbon family. So they're like, hey, this is everywhere. And so there's a theory, scientific theory, and I believe that it makes more sense. And so carbon chauvinism, which is a term that was created by Carl Sagan, all right, infamous scientist of like the 70s, when he was really going in. And I'll just read it. Carbon chauvinism refers to the assumption that life elsewhere in the universe must be based on the same chemical principles as life on Earth, especially carbon-based chemistry. It's a neologism meant to criticize the tendency to project our terrestrial understanding of life onto the search for extraterrestrial life, potentially overlooking other forms of biochemistry. And like I said, there are people, who's trying to make these connections about the chemistry of things, objects, substances, and try to understand the mind of creation or the mind of the creator. Like, why are things made like this? Why am when I search, I keep consistently finding this, And so I just don't like how they put chauvinism on it. Like it's a bad thing. That's just, like I said, in my opinion, the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the way God made it. If you want to use that terminology, that's why I like to say the creator. You want to use the term God, you can use that too. But that's the way the universe made it. And do you have any questions, love, about the carbon chauvinism, or you feel like that's just like the YT or Western education trying to flex on, carbon's relativity to melanin? Oh, they got something to do with melanin, and they may feel a little bias against that.
Oh well, yeah, of course they're gonna feel away. They cannot. But as far as the assumption that life elsewhere in the universe is based on the same chemical principles as life on Earth, not necessarily, because uh, higher things are done different than lower things. The way that order is in higher realms and higher uh, galaxies or whatever is totally different than the way it is here. So you can't really, in a sense, kind of like compare the two, but they're just doing that to try to find some kind of excuse, if that's what you want to call it, or some kind of something to hold on to, because they really don't have anything to hold on to. Because everywhere you look, you're gonna see carbon. Everywhere you look, you're gonna see melanin. You know, that's why black people are like the sands of the sea. You know what I'm saying? We are like the sands of the sea. We can't be numbered. We're everywhere. So everywhere you look, you're gonna see it. Even in nature, you're gonna see it. So they just saying stuff to find something to grasp a hold of, to still be in the race. In the other point, so they just trying to stay in the race. Yeah, they just trying to stay in the race, but they've already lost the race because evidence is everywhere. You can't argue against the facts.
Exactly. Just like they say about the pyramids. How did they build
Yeah.
it? You see it right there, bro. Graham, Graham Hancock, he's a guy that covers information about the pyramids. And he said that there's one solid slab stone that's 100 tons, 100,000 tons. So that's one stone that weighs 200,000 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And it's configured in the megalithic structures, like in the, I think is the pyramids of Giza or either the Sphinx. But hold
The
on one
Sphinx.
second.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Graham Hancock, he's the guy that was talking about that. But yeah, hold on one second. All right. We back, family. But yeah, it's just interesting to me how people can see something, observe something, discover something, and then say, well, I can't believe that was done, or how was it done? I mean, you can figure it out how it was done. You probably may not know initially, but we see that it was done. So there's no debating
There's
that.
no
It's right there.
argument. Yeah, you can't argue what you see. And you know what's funny about it? When they try to explain it away, like maybe they were using crate, what you call those like crates that cranes, like a crane to lift it and all of that. No, they had alchemy and they were able to use their mind. and they could
Mhm.
think things, and things were so. So people can't grasp a hold of that
Mhm.
because they haven't reached that point of them being able to manifest things like that. Even though we actually do use manifestation every day, most people are not at that point where they can just
Yeah.
think it and it's so. They we talking about high advanced
Fact.
beings here. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't need to use a crane.
Mhm.
You know, they didn't need to use a bulldozer or anything to do this stuff
Yeah.
because
Fact.
they had the consciousness, and
Mhm.
that's where I like I said where they have to try
Mhm.
to maneuver things and move things around and make it seem like it's one way when it's another one to throw you off from the facts of what you can see. So they make you
Mhm.
try to focus on what
Facts.
you can't see. You
Another
see what
thing
I'm saying? Yes, but what you see is
mhm.
the facts.
Yeah, that's yeah, look, now that brings me back to religion, right? There's a whole bunch of that. Override what you see.
Exactly.
Override what's right there, and
Exactly.
look for something that's not there. But
Yes.
anyway, we're gonna keep it going. But one thing that pop up in my mind is that like the melting point, the boiling point of certain elements. Like even with with hydrogen having the freezing point of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Whenever
Mhm.
that element experiences those conditions, it's automatic freezing. So my point is the law of correspondence and resonance. Every object, every substance, every chemical has a resonating frequency in which it interacts. And so when I think about the pyramids being built, I think of like Nikola Tesla with free energy
Yeah.
and using this methodology of science that's not common today in Western science and Western education. And
Mhm.
if you were to really know chemistry and alchemy and know the resonance frequency of objects, of substances, you can
Mhm.
move an object, you can
You can
manipulate an
move it.
object.
That's right. Listen, if you read,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
you can't listen, you
They didn't
can't not
find
go
any.
back to the Bible on it because the Bible really is what all of this is anyway. It's talking, but it's talking in a different way. That's why it's esoteric and
Mhm,
exoteric knowledge. But what you saying is going
mhm,
back to basically how in the Bible how it was talking about the the order of things and how things are actually done. But once you really break it all down, it's all talking about nature and the universe. At the end of the day, it's all
mhm.
describing the order of the universe and how the universe operates. It's
Yeah,
describing
fact.
carbon, it's describing melanin, it's describing the mind and the makeup of the body and the cells and the car. You know, it's describing all of this stuff, but it's just
Mhm,
describing it as characters.
mhm. Yeah, exactly. It's still dealing with some of those same similar
Some
concepts.
concepts. Yeah,
Like
it's the
guys,
same
like how they talk
concept.
about in the beginning there was darkness. When I think about that concept, I go outside and I look straight up into the sky at night, and
Hmm.
I think about that verse. In the
Yeah.
beginning there was darkness.
Yes.
My man deGrasse Tyson, he called it the organic dark substance that dominates the night sky.
Hmm.
And these are galactic dust clouds in which stars use they collect this material to manifest. Like they're born from this material. Galactic dust
Hmm.
cloud is electric gases. It's very
Yeah.
dense. It's very dense, and it's just like some of those concepts are on point, but it just needs a little bit further explanation. Like it's not
Yeah.
in depth like it would
Well,
be with science,
it's there, but
but it's
what it
still
is
showing
when they took those
you.
other books out, when they took the other books out, they took out the real concepts. They took out the
Mhm.
scientific concepts, you know, and then they made it more religious. That's how they were able to make it more
Yeah,
religious.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But the
But
science is still there. It's just in the books that they took out. They and then, you know, as we seen last night with the Apocrypha, it's 54 just them.
mhm.
And all of those
54
books contain the science. Yeah,
books.
and they contain the science. Like the books of Enoch contains the science of the calendar, how the order of the planets, order of the sun, the order of the moon, how everything moves. It breaks it all down step by step. And once you look at it,
Exactly.
it's basically what you're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I believe you
Yeah,
though. I mean, those people were intelligent, so they had to
yeah,
have some type of science.
yeah. They were
You
very
know what I mean?
intelligent, but they want us to think that they were just cave people beating their chest, booga 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 booga.
Savages.
No, no, no.
Savages.
And when you buy into that, and you think like that, and you think
Mm-hmm.
that those people didn't have that kind of consciousness and that kind of ability and gifts, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, and
Yeah.
authority, then you selling yourself short because now you able to be deceived. You able to be
Facts.
told
You
one
done
thing,
bought
and
into it.
it's an entire different story.
Fact. I look at it like the blood talking shit about the crib. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah,
bro, we not even on the same team. We don't even see it the same. Like,
yeah,
we like
yeah.
our hand sigils, our hand signs is different from the ones y'all use.
Mm-hmm.
Our meanings are different from the ones y'all use.
Mm-hmm.
You like it's just like being initiated in the spiritual
Yeah.
system. You have not been initiated in that culture. You are
Mhm.
outside looking in.
Yes. Yes.
So you're limited in your understanding, and that's the way that I look at European or Western culture and
Yeah.
ideology when it comes to African or Native and Indigenous cultures.
Yeah, and
The,
that's exactly the word to use right there. What you just said, because
mhm,
that's pretty much that sums it up. That pretty much sums it up. They lacked culture. I was looking at a video
mhm,
where it was a YT lady, and she pretty much is breaking it down. And she said when YT people get together, there is no culture
mhm,
there. So what they do is they steal and they cipher out for other people's culture during a time when they meet up. Like they'll tap into black people's music or watch their
mhm.
movies or whatever to bring the
Elvis
culture
Presley.
in. Yeah, or they'll put on some meditation music, and then they done brought in the Indian culture, and they bring in a Kali statue, or you know what I'm saying. So
Mhm.
they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to. That's the way they got to do it. So they're gonna say what they can about melanin and carbon. They're going to try to find some kind of way to backwards flip it to
Yeah.
their
Facts.
advantage. You see?
Facts. They're
What
trying
we
to
just
find
saw
out
is right
an
knowledge. What we
alternative.
just saw is right knowledge. So
Yeah,
they have to
facts.
flip it backwards and teach
Hmm.
backwards knowledge. And that's all it
Facts.
is. And once you understand that that's all they pushing is backwards knowledge, all you understand that you need to do is reverse it and flip it back forward, and you got the
Reverse it.
answer.
And
It's
you'll get
sitting
the
right there
answer.
in front of you. Mm-hmm.
Facts.
It's sitting right
Like
in
the
front of
Christ
you.
and the Antichrist. That's how I
That's
look at
right.
it too. Like,
Yes.
yeah, like
Yes.
nature, and then there's an unnatural. Like the duality, the yin and the yang. It's always the
Yeah.
opposite.
That's right.
But yeah, their way is just a little bit it's a little bit different, a little funny.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but we'll get to it.
But
But they
the
talking about
crazy thing
creating
is
a
for her to say
alternative.
that though, for her to get on social media and just acknowledge that fact is mind blowing. Cause that right
What's that,
there,
love?
for that YT lady to get on social media even she was on like a podcast or something like that when she made this statement. But it's floating
Mm-hmm.
around. But for her to get on there and just lay it all on the line and say, "Hey,
Who
y'all, we
was
really
it?
don't have any culture." That's deep
Mm-hmm.
because that's not you saying it,
I
brother, and
mean,
it's not me saying it. It's one of them saying that that's
yeah,
how it is. And most
one of
people,
them
our
saying it.
people especially, don't listen until it's one of them who
Mm-hmm.
say it. So it's even better that she got on there and
Yeah.
made it known. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something to tap
Facts.
into.
Fact. Nah, that's big facts, love. Like, but now chronologically, I do believe that the racist genealogy, ancestry, it splits off at a certain point in time. And that's the difference from different genealogies, different races, different lineages. Some lineages trace back further than others. If your lineage traced back further than another people, they're not going to have as much education. They're not going to have as much culture. They're not going to be as developed. They haven't had enough time to develop those other things. I think one time, not too long ago, I was looking at like languages of Nigeria, and if I'm not mistaken, they got at least about 200 languages in one country. I'm like, how long does it take to come up with 200 different ways of communicating? We only got English and Spanish in the United States.
That's a lot.
And then
That's
when
a
I
lot.
work, when I be working, I be plucking people brains, trying to get them off the plantation, wake them
Yeah.
up. But now one time I did an experiment at work. And I asked everybody, how many languages do you know? Right? All the Americans, one language. They'll say some of them might know Spanish. They'll say if it's a bilingual, like they might be Spanish, but they know a little English, so they know two. It's the foreigners that know more than one language. The Africans, they knew 5 languages.
Well, that's because they speaking their language. They speaking French, and some of them speaking Italian. So they speaking a lot of different. They doing a lot of different communicating and socializing and connecting versus what we doing over here. We ain't really encouraged to be diverse like that. We told to be separate.
Yeah, fast. That mono ideology.
Yeah.
But so go ahead and get the tab back up real quick. All right, let me see. Share screen. Bam, bam. All right. And then we're going to which page was on? We talked about the carbon chauvinism already. I think we did. That's what we had right here. Now let's go back to this carbon thing. That's what we had on the screen. All right, y'all, let me know when y'all can see it, love.
All right.
It's up?
Not yet. It's probably still doing its
Should
thing.
be loading. All right, let me see. Okay, so just want to make sure it says stop shit. Okay, all I got to do is add the stage. See, that's the part that I'm missing because it's been a little while since I've been up here, but we about to motion back going. Okay. But yeah, the triple alpha process is what we're about to talk about, family. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too intricate, but all it is an evolution of the star. Think of a star as a human being. And the star is a baby because it has to be born. It goes through, being a toddler, teenager, an adult, and all the way up into a senior citizen. And so the evolution throughout the star life is fusing atoms and molecules together to create heavier elements as it goes. So you got hydrogen, 1 electron, 1 proton. It also has an atomic weight. Helium, 2 electron, 2 proton. Lithium, 3 electron, 3 proton. And you keep on going. And so the star is fusing heavier and heavier, more dense elements. Then you get all the way up to like gold. I think it's like atomic number 84.
Yeah.
But it's very heavy, very dense. So it takes the star more time to create the heavier elements. So in theory, stars that fuse for a long time and they outlive, they might be a bigger star. They can fuse heavier elements than some other stars. Like I got siblings and we got the same mom and dad, but out of the boys, I'm the tallest one. I'm a little bit souped up a little bit than some of the other ones. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like in the solar system. Jupiter, for some reason, it's the largest one, and sometimes you had a runt together, and sometimes you had the big dog, and so maybe it got something to do with it. I'm not sure, but I love the concept of like I said, the science stuff. It just helped me to see, and we still remaining spiritual.
Yeah,
we're just trying to get We try to get more spiritual understanding from the makeup of the universe and the way things are naturally.
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
trying
the
to get
question.
basically a more practical perspective.
Exactly. Big facts. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am. And so, all right. So, right here, the triple alpha process, right, is a nuclear fusion reaction where three helium, that's why they call it triple alpha, because it's fused 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
So 2, 4, 6. That and
Mhm.
carbon is what? Atomic number 6.
Mhm.
2, 4, 6. Triple alpha
Mhm.
process.
Mhm.
So a nuclear fusion reaction with three helium, four nuclei, also known as alpha particles, fuse to form carbon 12 nucleus. And so that's very important because when you're talking about carbon, you're just talking about
Yeah.
the evolution of stars. And during the
Mhm.
evolution, they create a lot of carbon. And so I thought that was an interesting fact. If you're going to be an extraterrestrial, if you're going to be
Mhm.
dealing with radiation and be able to
Mhm.
endure, like solar energy, you
Mhm.
need to be richly melanated. You
Mhm.
need to be richly
So that
melanated.
that 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 right there also shows that also what I'm trying to think of oh my gosh, what's his name? Sky. I can't think of what his name is. Some Sky. The one who was talking about the blue kachina and the red
Mhm.
kachina. Uh let me see him. I'm gonna figure his name out. But anyway, he was it's kind of like what he was talking about, how everything pretty much
You
is
talking about
connected.
the Hopi,
The Hopi
Indian Hopi
prophecy.
tribe?
Yeah, like the Hopi prophecy is kind of like that, where it's talking about the blue and the red, and we
I
already
don't know
know
who
that blue.
exactly who you referring.
Hold on. I think it's Ron Sky. Let me see. Hold on. Oh,
We bad, love.
uh,
We good. It's kind of lagging a
yeah.
little bit. The internet.
Oh, is it lagging?
Nah, she good now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's kind of like the Hopi
He was
prophecy,
talking
but
about
I'm trying to.
somebody though.
Yeah, I think his name is Ron Sky. He wrote a book about the blue about the Hopi prophecy. Uh,
Ryan Sky.
I
Ryan
think it's
Sky family, if y'all want to check that out, the Hopi prophecy where they talk about the blue and
the
the
blue
red
Kachina
Kachina.
and the red Kachina.
They're
But
talking
once you,
about stars.
yes, that's what they're talking about,
Mhm.
stars. But the reason I brought that up is because it made me think about stardust and star children. See, and that's what we are. We are the stardust. We are the star children. And that's what he's talking about in that actual book where he's discussing the blue kachina and the red kachina. It's a YouTube video where he did a actual like an interview where he was talking about it. Let me see if I
Uh-huh. Okay.
let me see. Let me see if I can find it.
But they're like native, the Hopi tribe, Indian Hopi.
Yeah, he's like an
I
indigenous
think they're Native American.
Native American.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Yeah, his name is
They deal with them. It's something else. I forgot what they call it, bro. They from they're like Arizona.
yeah, he's like maybe like a historian in the tribe, I want to say. Uh one is Floyd Red Crow Westerman. He's one of them. that discuss the the Hopi prophecy.
What is it now, love? It's lagging a little bit.
Okay, his name is they say his name is let me go back to the video. Let's see. I can put it in the chat to the link. Let me see if it'll let me share it to the chat so everybody can have it if they want to go back and check into it. But that's more so what he was talking about. He was talking about star children and how we made a stardust. And I thought that was kind of neat that you brought that up because that's basically what you saying technically. That's basically what you technically saying is that you know that we stardust. That's basically what you're saying. We
Yeah.
made from the stars.
Big fat. Carl Sagan, love. Carl
And
Sagan
isn't it
made that
what makes
statement
sense?
in the
And
70s.
then the two, if with that being stated, if we
Mhm.
stardust and we came from the stars, it would also make sense why in the beginning it would have been what? It would have been darkness. So it makes sense why it would have been darkness
Facts.
in the beginning.
Facts.
You see? Because they no stars out in the daytime. They shining
Mm-hmm.
bright at night.
We got to
So
put all the
once
pieces back to the puzzle so we can see the whole picture.
yes, yes, yes. Let me see.
They are all times, but it's just you only see them during the day on Earth anyway, under our sun, because the sun is technically a star.
Yeah,
But yeah, they I don't know. I was just trying to understand how could there be native and indigenous people. How could that happen? But if they came from the stars, then that would make a lot of sense.
yeah. And
Like a microbial evolution. Like we come from the atoms, we come from the molecules, we come from the chemistry. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I mean, no other sense than that, because we can look at the
Yeah,
sky, I see the star right there. So I mean, it's not far fetched.
yep.
Like
And it's far fetched for people when they can't stretch their consciousness to accept that could actually be the facts.
and we got a new,
Because once you open up your mind, once you open up your mind to understand that we just not the only people here, you know. People are really walking around still believe we the only thing in the universe. No,
mm-hmm.
it's other
That makes sense.
creations. It's way other creations. Why would it
That
just
one,
be us? What would be the point in it
fact.
just being us? But people don't really sit in, they don't take that part of it in. They just I don't know what they be thinking. It's when you think about all the people who've reported abductions and sightings and all these crop circles that we seeing, what could all this stuff
Yeah,
possibly be
that'll be
from?
like a wastefulness in a way, like
Yeah, like yeah, what? So you just
for no
somebody
reason.
just going out there to do that to
And
just to
then they
do
try
it
to
like
they try to. Mm-hmm.
they
What's
try
that,
to what?
love?
It was a delay. I didn't hear you. You said they try to what?
Correlated to radio wave broadcasting, GPS, any type of electromagnetic technology. It can be disturbed by radiation coming from the sun, from space. And in that family, brother, I'm it. Don't say I ain't tell you so. You feel me? You'll probably see a lot more disturbances with flights, like I said, electromagnetic devices. Internet gonna be going out way more often because the storms are not gonna stop. We have
Yep.
real solar storms. Like the sun is living, is awake, is evolving, and it changes in its frequency. And so, you know, it's a real thing, man.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely that. Uh, yeah, it's another man named Richard Wagamis, and he writes, "My people tell us star people who came to us many generations ago. The star people brought spiritual teachings and stories and maps of the cosmos."
Real thing.
That's deep.
But yeah, the triple alpha process, like you said, what made the stardust? Carl Sagan made that statement.
Hmm.
Don't want us to get done with this live, love.
Yeah, you pause for a while, so I can hear. I'm not hearing what you're saying. It's like a delay for a while, and then you froze on your screen, and then you pop back up and come back in.
Yeah, keep on doing that. I only got one bar on my internet. Only
Oh,
got one
okay.
bar for some reason. It's weird.
Oh,
You want to come back in? You want to go out and then come back in, and then we finish it? See if
yep. I mean, whatever you think is best is
that'll
fine with me.
I want to finish
Unless
it,
you,
but I don't want to rush it and then force it and it ain't.
I mean, well, just take your time with it, cause I mean, I'm cool. I'm
So
good. Yeah, like this book here is
when you
called
watch the
Star
video,
People.
is it going to be lagging? Is the video going to have the lag?
Yeah, that's what it's doing. Like right now, you frozen. You just
All right,
sitting
I'm gonna
there.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
gonna
you don't
start
come.
at the
Now you
triple
coming
out.
back in. So now that's how it's doing. So it's like a few seconds of a delay, and then you come back in.
Mm-hmm.
Come back in.
Okay. So I'm about to share a tab. If they'll let me share it.
Mm. Yeah, we see it. Hmm.
Okay. All right. Let me go to the joint. All right. Say it right here, family. Carl Sagan. What did Carl Sagan say about carbon? Remember, we just talked about this, the
Hmm.
stardust. Carl Sagan frequently discussed carbon in the context of its role in the universe and its connection to life. He highlighted that carbon atoms in our bodies, as well as other elements like nitrogen and oxygen, were forged in the hearts of ancient stars. Sagan's famous quote, "We are made of star stuff," encapsulates this idea emphasizing that the very matter that makes up originated from the remnants of dying stars. He also explored the abundance and suitability of carbon for forming complex molecules necessary for life, suggesting it's a key ingredient for life as we know it. Furthermore, Sagan, like carbon, linked carbon to the issue of climate change, specifically mentioning the increasing concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and its potential impacts on the planet on the planet's climate. All right. And so I like where that went. I really do like where that went. Carbon is forged in the hearts of ancient stars, oxygen, all of the elements. And what it was just saying about how Carl Sagan associated carbon, which we know it comes from the stars, right, is associated with climate change. You see that? Climate change is going on right now, family.
It
So
sure
the carbon
is.
came from the star, and the star is natural,
Mm-hmm.
then it is the will of the creator.
Yeah.
It is the will of the creator to warm up this planet, family. All right. And
Mm-hmm.
so, no, regardless of what they say, I just encourage y'all to do your own research and just think about some of these concepts. All right. Don't let the rules and the regulations overshadow your intelligence, your consciousness, you know. And so that's just one thing I wanted to emphasize on. Like, okay, that's associated with climate change. That's crazy. Um, yeah, a very large source of carbon comes from the ocean. The largest source of carbon comes from the ocean, family. You know, the earth is 75% water on the surface, right? 75% water. And also a large
Yeah.
portion of carbon comes from forestry, grasslands. You know what I'm saying? When somebody cut down a tree and they try to burn the tree up, that's going to make the carbon from the tree go into the atmosphere.
Go into the atmosphere. Yeah.
Because the carbon is in all things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can't get around it. That's for sure.
They say that, you know, it's human causes as to why the planet is warming up. Ain't no way around it. Rich homie quiet. You know what I'm saying? There's no way
Ain't no
around
way
it.
around it. I'm telling
Like
you.
I said,
Say,
11,000 years ago, when they talk about the when
I'm
they
sick.
talk about what is called the Holocene,
Mm-hmm.
the Holocene era, about 11,000 years ago, when we had the glacial freezing, it created those ice glaciers at the pole of the planet. And back then, when they try to say human causes is what is making the planet warm up now, back then, y'all, we didn't have no industrialization. We didn't have no factories. We didn't have no, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have things that interfered with nature's natural process. And then we see that it was cold, right? And then it warmed up. You see? And so I disagree with the statement that carbon or global warming and climate change associated with it in that way. I don't feel like it's human causes. I feel like it's natural. And they don't want to admit that. They don't want
to admit it.
Because it means that we're out. It means that we have no it means that we have no control over what's happening. So they won't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that nature is the divinity, and that in the beginning, before any man recorded, documented, or started any religion, that, you know, the sun and the moon was in the sky. Nature was already here, family, to provide
it was already here.
the conditions necessary for a human. Yeah, you know, so you got to me with it. I got my thinking cap on.
So check this out. Check this out. So I'm sitting here, right? I'm sitting
might
here.
fly over some people here, but we ain't doing that over here, fam. Now that I'm the vision EDU, all right? A few more tabs. I ain't gonna try to hold y'all all day long, but I had a few more. But just think about some of the things.
While you pulling up that tab, I want to read this right quick. I want to read this right quick while you're pulling that tab up. Check this out. So we just got through talking about how all of this is going back in the context with these scripture Bibles, these Bible scriptures, right? Did you hear me?
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay, so look, Genesis 15:5.
Yeah, I heard you. Nah, yeah, that's big fact.
Genesis 15:5. It sums it up. It says, he took him outside and said, look up at the sky and count the stars. If indeed you can count them, then he said to him, so shall your offspring be. Your offspring is going to be stars. And if you can count them, that's just exactly how many that you will be able to have. It's telling you right there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a connection. Seems like it's a some type of connection between the two.
Listen, and it's if you look up stars like in the Bible, like how many scriptures? About stars, it's like so many scriptures in here about stars, just talking about stars, and some of them is most of them is like
Mhm.
referencing toward people,
What
like
scripture was
numbers.
it that you just read?
Genesis 15:5.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
And then
I got
you
to
also
save that one
got,
right there, love. Oh, ain't no
yeah,
Bible thumper or nothing like that, but sometimes I might go back to the Bible for reference.
yeah, and
But
then
let
it's
me
also Deuteronomy 10:22 and Genesis 22:17, all
yeah,
referencing
that's I
descendants
mean, yeah, some good stuff
and
in there. Because
stars.
to me, from my understanding, the Bible all referencing to the stars, right?
Yeah, descendants and them being stars. Deuteronomy
Mm,
10:22 says numerous as
facts.
stars. So it's telling you that you are a star. But people don't really want to understand. Because see, when we listen, society has made us think that a star is
Facts.
somebody that's
Long
famous and
story
rich.
short,
They make us think a star is somebody famous and rich.
yeah, that's the only stars that most people know about.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
star
love.
we know.
That's how I do, man. Yeah, you got to get in tune with it, with the etheric and with creation, love, and try to be one with it instead of trying to fragmentalize it, trying to break it down and run
Mhm.
away from it. That's what it seems like. Even when people wear sunscreen, like I hate when I see a melanated person wear sunscreen. It's less chances that you're going to develop cancer from the sun because you're melanated.
Mhm.
And so that just shows, that people just, not to try to talk people down, but they might have didn't know, but that's for a reason because they're not teaching you,
And they're
not
not
teaching
going
you the
to
difference.
teach you. They're not going to teach you different. That's why you have to research it for yourself and find it. That's why the Bible is constantly saying it's a mystery. It's a mystery. A mystery has to be solved. That means you gotta do some
Mhm.
investigating to solve a mystery.
Right.
So if
Yeah,
people
well, we got to put
understand
it a
that's what
little.
it's about, you have to
Mhm.
seek it out. You gotta research it for yourself.
Right.
It's no other way.
What it say? Knock and the door shall open. Seek and you shall
Yes.
find.
Seeking you shall
Ask and it
find.
shall be given unto you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know a little something now. I don't know it all. I know a little something now.
Well, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. You're
Yeah.
doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. So,
It's this it's this guy love named he's a scholar. His name is Ronald Hagen.
mm-hmm. I like
I haven't
him.
I haven't heard from him in a little while, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I deal with him. You know what I'm saying? I like him. You know what I'm saying? He got some good stuff. But
Yeah,
one
he
thing
got some
that
good stuff.
I do remember that he said is that to him, the Bible, and I agree with him. He said that the Bible is ancient revised literatures from
Mm-hmm.
pre-existing civilization.
That's
I'm
exactly what it
like,
is.
and then you think all the translations, then it's like, okay, we got translation, we got the Bible, we got religion. I always ask people who are religious, can if you want to know the truth, you want to like really get down to the bottom of it,
Mm-hmm.
you have to find an original. If you don't have an original, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then it's a high chance that the message done got passed down the
Done-
line and got a
yeah.
little
And
distorted
then
because
got
it's not the
tainted up and misconstrued. Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, the Bible is ancient revised literature, so you got to do a little bit of soul searching and just kind of using your discernment when it comes to meanings, interpretation, if it's symbolic, if it's literal,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, all of
Mm-hmm.
it go into that.
Yeah. And they try to leave astrology out of it and astronomy, but you can't. They're there. You cannot include them because that's why I say pay attention to the signs, and that's part of
Signs and
astrology.
wonders, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Fact.
And that's coming from the heavenly hosts. So once you understand that that they all are moving in a certain order, a divine order, a orchestrated divine order. That's why
That's
you
right.
have to pay attention to how it's moving. That's the sign, so you can know when it's time to seek shelter.
Fact.
You can know when it's time to get outside in the sun. You can know when it's time to go maybe plant a harvest, or when not
Yeah.
to plant a harvest.
Right. Yeah, that's that timing. That timing is everything. In this dimension, in this realm, timing is
Time.
like, it's like it's I don't know, it's like organization to this realm, to this dimension. It gives organization.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to show y'all real quick. I was researching one day, and this came to my attention. The definition. All right. All right. I just want to share my tab. The definition of heavenly body. The heaven is associated with God, angels, right? According to religion, to the text. So when I looked it up, I'm like, wow. That's most definitely something that people need to think about. And love, if you remember the Wiz, like the black version of the Wizard of Oz, at the end when they show the universe and they show heaven, that's the only time that I ever seen a movie depict heaven as black.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very deep ending. And
Right?
a lot of people didn't catch on to what was going on, but yeah, very deep.
Heaven is normally white. Y'all think
Yes,
about it. Heaven
very
is
deep.
normally
Yeah,
white. It's never
it's normally white. Yeah,
a
whole bunch of gold, glowing sun around, and a lot of people dressed in white. That is true.
fact. So look right
Or
here,
angels
family.
have wings in white.
Yeah, exactly. But the only thing, heaven is black and the angels is black. So, like you said, sometimes all you got to do is flip it around. You'll get the true meaning. So, right here, family, heavenly body. Y'all can see this heavenly body definition: a planet,
Yeah, we can see it.
star, or other celestial body. An astronomical object, celestial object, stellar object, or heavenly body is a naturally occurring physical entity, association, or structure that exists within the observable universe. In astronomy, in terms of object and body, are often used interchangeably. So the heavens, according to scientists, according to educators, according to people who are observing, our the creation and our system, they associate heaven with space, family. They're above. When people pray, they pray to the heavens. You know what I'm saying? You're looking up above, but you're looking beyond the heavens that's right there in your face. Like the heaven is right there. Like it's not, so far from us that it's unreachable. Or
Exactly.
or unperceivable.
Untouchable. Yeah, untouchable.
It's right there, fam.
Yep, right there in front of you.
So yeah, heavenly body. That was just okay. So the heavens is associated with space. All right. Cool.
That even coincides with heavenly hosts when you think about it too, because you got a heavenly body and then you have a heavenly host, and have to be a host inside the body. So that's deep right there. Yeah, that's real deep.
It's all there, love. It's all left out there for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying so let me see if I'm gonna share this tab or we can make this into another build. I think the build is going well, family. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, family, for to show some love for more content and more more builds. We're gonna be most definitely coming on more often and just doing more and just trying to get this knowledge and this consciousness out, because the planet is evolving. So I'm just doing the works of the universe, family. That's how I feel about it. All
So
right.
you're about your business.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it. You feel me? So I'm signing up
Yep.
for it.
Yeah,
I'm
somebody got to
signing
be
up.
a villain in the story. It'll be all right.
You feel me? And another thing, like I love sometimes when I watch lectures, I watch boring college lectures. Boring college lectures that I know the people who I came up with wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
They wouldn't dare sit and watch that. But I'm in there
That's
for
how I
the
feel about them
information because
UFO
I know.
conferences.
Uh-huh. Oh
Sometimes
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
UFO
Now them
conferences be
going on.
like, sometimes they'll put you to sleep, but then once it start kicking in and everybody start whistle blowing, you wide awake.
Yeah.
You ready then, yeah.
Right, right. I was watching one the other day. The guy was talking about the UFO moving above 100 G forces, and then it was talking. They was comparing it to the G forces of human craft. The G
Oh, okay.
forces of human craft only go up to about 12, but it can become fatal. Anything past 6 G forces can become fatal. So even though they got craft that can go 12 G forces, they can't travel in it but for so long. But the UFO is traveling interstellar, like it's traveling not just for a short distance, but for a long distance.
For long distances.
And they're moving past 100 G forces that would kill a human.
Yeah, they moving fast, very fast.
And that's what I would tell Love, like, look, this is how you tell the difference. The G forces, because you can't fake that. You can't fake the way that it move around. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm excited, family. Hopefully y'all excited for the new age, the evolution of the earth, and the creator keeping his promise of change and evolution. I think the law of motion is pretty much an expression of change. The more just like a wave going up and down. You got a peak, you got a trough. Every time it go up and down is a new condition, is a new energy, is a change. And so
it's kind of like a frequency. The frequency, what is it? The frequency wave chart, where it's like the difference between the sleep patterns, where REM sleep and
like delta, alpha,
theta, and all of that. It's kind of like that's what that kind of remind me of what you just said.
Okay, now because that is a vibration though. So if it's associated with vibrations, same thing. So you got light and sound, family. I said one time on the post, I said if the creator had a language, it would be sound and light because it is a universal force that atoms and molecules respond to. All right. We talked about the chemistry. We talked about the melting point, the boiling point, the freezing point. Right. And so it all ties in together, family. The universal language is sound and light. Can literally do anything. Sound and light
I
have
can
the
agree
ability.
with you on that one. Definitely, I can definitely agree with you on that one.
Even a
There's
plant going.
so much things that you can do with sound and with light, including heal. So yeah, it's
But they're both
definitely
waves. They're both waves.
yes.
Yeah. And my man Nikola Tesla, he was like, if you want to know the secrets to the universe, think in terms of frequency and vibration. That's a statement that Nikola Tesla, everybody riding around with the Tesla, that's based on my man. He was an engineer.
That's right. Nikola Tesla was very, very intelligent
Right.
before his time. To be actual about it, he was way before his time.
Way before.
Yeah.
Before his time that there won't too many scientists like him, family.
No.
And sometimes that happens. It doesn't mean like you somebody better than somebody, but that's just that gift. That was his
gift he had. Yeah, his gift was fully ignited.
My man, he went in, he did his thing, family. So salute to him for his contributions. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, family, any comments, feel free to put it in the comment section. Again, to show your support for more content and more videos, be sure to make a generous donation to Cash App, /$ OMNISNATURA 360 LLC. That's Omnis Natura 360 LLC. All right. And it's like I said, we'd love to have more content for you guys. Omnivision EDU, Black News. This is a place where we can come, we can unite, we can build about information that's not, that's not as easily accessible. You know what I'm saying? And we can, like I said, become community and just work together, network, and just, do something to make the world a better place, family, to keep it simple. I appreciate the sister, Miss Marlowe, for coming on and building with me, and adding the the good energy to the build, and it's a whole vibe, family. And I got much love, much respect for y'all for for tuning in and just showing your support over the years. And like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Love and light to the community, Black Power. Salute to the guys and the goddesses, the kings and the queens. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. All right.